I'm passionate about helping men and women close the gap in every area of their lives, work, and their business by applying some of the same principles that I've learned over the last 8 years that have transformed my life, my reality, and my business in ways I never could have imagined possible. Last week I shared that we experience a gap in our life in one or even multiple areas for one of two reasons, or maybe both reasons. And the first one is that we have an ineffective mindset that needs to change. The second reason is we have a pattern of behavior that isn't serving us. It's not allowing us to get where we want to be. But the good news is that once we recognize which mindsets and patterns of behavior are hindering us, making the changes are very possible. We cling to these mindsets and these habits that we learned early on in life that worked great to help us survive, but at this point they're not empowering us to thrive in the life that we really want to be living. And today we're going to discuss the first of the 4 big mindsets that keep us struggling, striving, and surviving when we're created to thrive. And as I explained last week, these mindsets they're reinforced as truth. We have a thought that produces a feeling, and then it's as it's reinforced and it feels truer to us, and eventually those mindsets become mental strongholds that enslave and hinder us. And to get the breakthrough that we want and to close the gap in our lives, we have to decide to unleash a full-out war and tear down these mental strongholds that aren't serving us and build them back up with powerful truth. The lies go down, the truth comes up. So let's dive in. The first of the big 4 mindsets that creates a gap between the reality that we live and the life that we dream of is fear. We're bullied by the lies of fear when we don't understand or feel God's whole and complete love for us. We believe that we're not loved, we're not supported, therefore we're not safe and we're not secure. And as a result of our disappointments and painful experiences in life, we learn to survive in a self-protected state of being. We seek out safety and security when we don't believe we have it. When we play defense and we live reactively, our energy converges. Fear hijacks our thoughts and our emotions, and it overtakes us. So we live in fight, flight, or freeze. And we settle for trying to create what feels like a safe, comfortable existence, not realizing that living from self-protection keeps us small and limited. We close off to possibilities, and we settle for what's familiar even if we aren't happy or satisfied. We're afraid to act on what we want, to say no for fear of retribution, and we're fearful that we can't have what we want and what we need. We're afraid of failing, of missing out, and of the worst possible outcome. Fear is robbing us of the life God intended for us, and it's time to awaken and recognize how fear is keeping us playing small and safe and in the struggle, and how it's causing us to settle. So how does the bully of fear lie to you? What decisions in your life are you making out of fear? How is fear running your life? How's fear keeping you stuck in struggle, striving, and surviving? We've got to stand up to this bully of fear to break free from its prison. But the first thing is to be aware of how fear is stealing from us. It's robbing us blind. We've got to resist fear. Take the lies of fear captive and stand on the truth. Meditate on truth. Speak it. Act it out. And act on it. We weaken the voice of fear by speaking life and truth into our hearts and into our circumstances until our belief and the new reality line up with what is true. We must also take courageous action in spite of fear that's diametrically opposed to what we fear. And as we do, we'll see that so many of the things that we're so terrified of aren't really real. And we're free to step boldly and bravely into the life that we were made for in the direction of our dreams. The future belongs to those who can see it before it becomes obvious. We must be intentional about creating, about imagining, about visualizing our new reality instead of succumbing to the lies of fear. Open to the possibilities, open to the opportunities, literally open to it in your mind, in your heart, in your body. Those who live their dreams are the special ones who see the possibility and the opportunity where others see impossibility and where others see obstacles. We are visionaries and powerful, brilliant creators of new realities when we live from courage instead of from fear. So let courage arise in you. Open and expand. It's time to say a big, bold yes to the more that's awaiting you.